We have had some interest in the gear that we took on our bicycle trip and how we actually packed it on our bikes, because we did not pull a little trailer. And so we thought that we would do a short series of videos about what we took. So the first thing when we were packing was we chose our bags, and then we chose our gear according to what we could fit in the bags, rather than the other way around.
And what fit best in the bag.
Yes. So, first off, on our handlebars, we took these Ortlieb waterproof bags, and this is a handlebar bag, and it sat across the handlebars. We will show you how this fits on the handlebars.
Humongous tube.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's just a big tube. And then this accessory bag fits on top of the handlebar bag. So this is what we carried on our handlebars. In addition to what we carried on our handlebar bags was we had these little water bottle snack bags. So the water bottle goes inside of here, and then it has pockets on the outside where you could fit snacks and stuff. And we each had 2 of these on the handlebars.
This also was on the handlebar.
Well, it's kind of on the frame, but we'll show you. We'll show you. And then Brighton only, my bag has too much stuff in the middle and my bike is too small. Anyway, but Brighton had this triangle frame pack, and this is where we carried our food. And then we each had an Ortlieb seat pack where it attaches to the seat here, and then it sticks out beyond the seat. And this bag holds a lot of stuff. So those are the bags we used, and now we will show you each individual bag and what we packed in it.
Okay, so what I packed in my front bag was the tent. So I got rid of the poles and the stakes, and I just put the tent and the fly in here, and I compacted it.
We put it into a compression sack so that we could get it a lot smaller.
So this fits very nicely.
They've seen the other videos, they know how we packed.
Okay. And then this is my sleeping bag.
Maybe we shouldn't spend the time packing the bags before the video.
No, they need to see.
No mercy. You can't show any mercy to your stuff.
This is the way to get rid of your anger.
Like a pent up anger from the biking.
And then I also had a hammock. This is a luxury item.
Definite luxury item.
And it holds 2 people. So.
Except on this trip, he only let it hold 1.
Yeah. That must be weird. Okay. And then I also had
Just be weird.
a sleeping pad and a pillow.
Which is also a luxury item, but
yes, they came in handy.
I would say it's a necessary luxury item, because you sleep a lot better when you have a real pillow.
And it's only, where'd it go? It's only that big. I mean, it's like,
yeah, it's teeny. Totally worth it.
yeah. So that's what I packed in here. And I also, when I got lazy or anything and it was raining outside, I put my rain jacket in here, because I didn't want to put it in my rear bag because it takes forever. So yeah, it had a little extra stuff.
So it rolls, you roll the end, and then you snap. It's just like one of those river bags when you go whitewater rafting so that it's watertight.
Boom.
Yay! Good job, Bryce. Okay, I'm not gonna pack mine, I'm just gonna show you what I had in mine. Sleeping bag. Nice and compact.
You're gonna need that.
I also had a sleeping pad and a tiny little pillow.
Necessary luxury items.
And then, so basically what I did in the handlebar bag is I put the stuff in there that I wanted to have immediate access to, that I didn't have to dig out a ton of stuff. So I also had the bike tools in my front pack, which, just pointing out a couple of items, of course we had extra tubes. We also had chain oil, chain lube oil, whatever it's called. And we would oil the bike chains probably once a week, maybe once every couple weeks, depended on the surfaces that we were riding.
And also, I would suggest getting one of these. This is like a multi-tool thing that fixes literally everything.
So
it
what
even
is
has
it?
a chainsaw on it. So.
It is a park tool.
Yep.
I don't know if that's anyway.
Yeah, it fixes chains, fixes everything.
We also carried super glue, which that came because I broke my cup. That was added to our supply list.
And we also
And-
just threw away the cup, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the cup got broken twice and I didn't fix it the second time. But we also added some lotion from one of the hotels after it took me 2.5 hours of getting my bike tire on and it wouldn't properly set. And so we carried lotion from then on. So bike tools, otherwise it's just a standard kit. We did carry some extra straps for our bags in case they
And a
broke.
patch kit. Get a patch kit.
Then, when I got to the campground, first thing I wanted to do, bike tools, we also carried some Gorilla/duct tape.
Gonna need that.
You're gonna need this, but I would get a much smaller roll because I had to just buy this on the way and I couldn't find a smaller roll, but this is way too big. So I took one shirt and one pair of pants to just be able to go to a restaurant in or walk around the campground in or whatever once I got to the campground. And then I also did have my husband bring me some pajama pants, which I wasn't going to bring. They're extra big. They're very silky. But after riding in those tight chamois, to have something loose and silky to put on was very luxurious. So luxury item, and then I also had an extra shirt to wear with my pajamas. So because this is basically all the clothes I brought except for my bike clothes, and so
I just toughened it out. I didn't care.
So I just had an extra shirt so I wasn't quite so stinky. And then of course I carried extra underwear, just a couple pairs, but I'm not gonna show those on my video. And then also I carried a small thin towel that rolls up very small. I think I also could have brought one of those swimming towels that you can wring out and stuff, but this is basically just as small, and it wraps up just as small, but it's bigger when you unfold it so that I could wrap my head in it, and it just was a little bit nicer. And then I also brought a washcloth. So those are the items that I wanted to have immediately when I got to the campsite, and that's what I put in my handlebar bag. Done.
This is how you put it on your bike.
This is the handlebar bag.
Yep. It's the most dangerous bag of the whole world.
it has the Velcro straps, and then it also has a clip strap.
It's basically a safety strap, sort of.
Yeah, to make sure it does not fall onto your front wheel and kill you.
All right, so it has also these things on the front, and that is to hold your accessory bag. It's supposed to just lift it up in the air just a little bit. So, yeah.
And then after we put that on, we strapped our Camelback
Oh yeah.
onto that, and it fits perfectly onto these orange straps. I've kind of already done a video on this, but
Okay, so it has these hooks on the bag. It just kind of slips on there. It's pretty cool. They're sometimes a pain. They're
almost always a pain. But it's worth it. Now I also, Brighton never used these, but I also used these, and they have, there's some straps underneath this bag that you can bring up and put through here, but you can watch the other video if you're interested in looking at that.
It's only because her bike is short.
We will now talk about the accessory bag. Okay, we are now going to talk about the accessory pack that also goes on the handlebars. I'll go first this time. I carried, most importantly, my road map. I also carried in there a couple of postcards that I could send along the way. I carried things to do. We were going to work on Brighton's merit badges, but for Boy Scouts, but
there is no
that
time.
Didn't happen. But that's what I carried in there anyway. There was always hope. And then I also carried this notebook, which I know is kind of large, but I wanted to be able to write down thoughts and things, so I carried an entire notebook. I also carried one or two pairs of socks in there. I just brought 2 pairs of socks, and that was just in case my sandals started to rub my feet and I needed to put a pair of socks on. I wanted to have quick access to those. And then I also carried my 2 arm socks in there. I don't know, arm sleeves, arm socks, whatever. I don't know where the other pair went, but this, I had 2 pair of arm sleeves. The first one is a very light pair. It just blocks the sun, very minimal warmth, and then the other pair was for much cooler mornings where I needed some added warmth. And then I also had my buff in there, which acted as a hat. Which this is how it works.
These things are awesome.
It's just a tube.
Should I go get mine?
Brighton did a lot more with his than I did. So I put it on like that. And then you twist it at the top. Open it up. Well, sometimes it takes me more than one time, but anyway, that doesn't look right. But that's how I used it mostly. I also used it as a face, put it over your face if you didn't want to breathe the bugs and stuff like that. And then the other thing that I put in there are all of my cords and things to charge phones, etc. So I did have a 4 USB charge block. I took one extra long cord for my phone, which I really liked having because when you're in a restaurant, you still want to be able to reach your phone and use your phone while you're sitting there eating. And so I liked having this extra long cord. And then I also took a rechargeable battery pack, and then just a few extra cords for the other items that we had to charge. So that's what I carried. It's your turn.
What I carried? This bag. I kind of abuse this bag like crazy, but I put all of my toiletries, all my everything in here. I also put our utensils and scissors and can openers and stuff in there. And then I also put my water bottles in here because I had a frame pack, so I wasn't able to store them on my bike. So I had to put them in here. And by the way, I'd suggest 4 water bottles, and that's it.
No Camelback?
No Camelback. So actually I put 3 in here. Three water bottles, because this seems a little, yeah, I put 3 in here. And then
we also had 2 of these on the handlebars. Maybe we should just talk about these really fast because they're accessory as well. So you can put a nice bottle of Gatorade or your water bottle in the top. And then I also carried a GPS SOS Garmin InReach Explorer for extra safety so that everybody knew where I was, no matter where I was, with cell coverage or no cell coverage. And you also have this nice SOS button just in case you need it. So I would put this in the front. I also carried my granola bars and snacks, and I also carried my sunscreen, my chamois cream, and some toilet paper, tissues in here. So that's what we use these for. We usually had a Gatorade, a water. I liked having the Camelback because
it's kind of just like a safety.
Yeah, when you have 50 miles to go before you reach the next gas station and there's nothing in between, it's nice to just know you have that extra water just in case. So,
but for me, 4 water bottles will probably, I usually drink about 3 water bottles for a full day, and that's like 100 miles or something. And I mean, we would refill them. Yeah, plus the Gatorade. So I'd have 4 water bottles with a Gatorade, and that seemed to be like my perfect thing. I rarely use my Camelback. I could have not used my Camelback. It's just extra weight. So.
But I liked having it. Okay, what did you put in your, oh, you already did it? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll show you how to mount that.
Accessory pack. Now you put it on your bike. Kind of just hooks onto your handlebars. Like so.
All right, and then
Boom.
we hooked that onto the outside. It was a speaker to listen to our favorite movie or comedy or music. And then we also, where are the little water bottle bags? Yeah,
Okay.
just do one of them. We had 2 of them, but we'll just hook on one.
Okay, so this hooked up. Okay, so you're supposed to put these on first. I'm just gonna hook them on right here.
That's where I like to hook mine on, is on this post right here. Now you know why it took us so long in the mornings to
Doing
get
it,
ready,
especially in the beginning.
especially in the beginning.
Like that. And just imagine this is like that. And this bottom clip hooks on to your posts. I don't even know what these things are called. Your shocks. And it comes back around to the top. And then it clips.
Okay.
Whoa!
And then the last thing that you put in there were the tent posts, the tent poles.
Oh yeah. So stick them under this bag, like that, and the weight of this bag with all the water bottles and stuff would just hold it down, and it would not go anywhere.
Yep, that was awesome.
Yep.
All right, we are going to talk about the seat pack.
The rear bag.
Yay. This is your main bag. This was our main bag.
That was her main bag.
That was my main bag. And it held just about everything. So, in here I kept, oh, and when you're packing, I had to learn the hard way. You have to put your heavy stuff down here and then get
Lighter.
increasingly lighter and lighter, because otherwise it kind of hangs, and because my seat post was so low, it would scrape against my back
Like
tire.
if this is her seat bag, this is her seat, and then the tire's like right here. It's like an inch off of her seat, so any time she hit a bump, it'll like zap the bottom.
But if I packed
Which
it correctly,
explains
it would
that.
do better. So, talking about this bag, I had my medical kit and my toiletries. I also carried clothespins and a small clothesline rope,
Parachute cord.
parachute cord, so that I could hang up laundry in the campgrounds.
By the way,
Feminine products.
you need rope. Get rope. Like, it doesn't even have to be that long. Just this much rope is good. It's maybe 7 feet of rope, so that if anything happens to your bag, which it did happen to me, you can tie everything everywhere.
You can tie it together, you can tie stuff onto it. It was very handy.
Yeah. Rope. Get rope.
I also took a bathing suit and I packed it in a Ziploc bag so that when it was wet, I could still put it directly in the bag and not have everything get wet. Then
She used a lot of Ziploc bags. That was
I
like the
did.
main.
I liked Ziploc bags.
She probably
and
went
heat.
through 100.
So I brought 2 sets of biking clothes, and I would wear one set Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the next set Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 2 pairs of chamois, 2 bike shirts, and I did like the extra bright from Pearl Izumi. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like BioViz or something like that, and it just it reflects in the night. It almost glows in the dark. I really like
Your
it.
hand turns purple when you get close to it. So.
And then we also carried Sunday clothes, and this is rather large, and I wish that I could have found something a little jacket to go over this dress that was a little bit more compact, but I couldn't, so this is what I brought. Brighton brought these pants that he's wearing right now and a white button-up shirt for church and a tie, and that was important to us. We went to church every single Sunday, and I wanted to be dressed in our Sunday clothes. So we took Sunday clothes. I just wore my sandals with my Sunday dress. All right, so that's everything that went inside of that bag. What I had hooked to the outside of my bag were my tennis shoes. And then I also had...
We abused the outside of the bag.
We hooked everything up. All right, I had this down jacket, which I was very, very grateful for in the hotel room when I was packing up my bike for the first time in Seattle. I thought, oh, I'm not gonna need that. It's summertime. I am so glad that I had a warm jacket. And
She used it
packs
every
down
night.
almost every night. And it packs down compact, especially when you put it in a compression sack. It was very tiny, and I just put it on the outside of this seat pack, and it was really nice to have. Also for warmth and rain, in that same bag, I carried one thermal shirt, and I carried one rain jacket that I could wear on the road. And that's it. That was all the clothing that we took.
And what I brought is 2 t-shirts, one long sleeve t-shirt, and 2 chamois, 2 pairs of shorts,
A rain jacket.
and a rain jacket, and my Sunday clothes. And that was it.
And then you had your reflector jacket that you
Yeah.
wore, but he was wearing that almost all the time.
So it didn't really get in my bag, like, at all. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we have just a few more items that we took. Do you remember how to put your helmet on?
No, I'm just trying to be cool. Wear my helmet backwards.
Okay, sunglasses, necessity, helmet, whoa. Bike gloves, I consider a necessity because
Necessity.
when you do go down, you're most likely gonna crash on your hands, and you want your gloves to be ripped up and not your hands. And I was very grateful for these, and I know you were grateful for yours.
And it's easier on your hands, too, when you're riding your bike.
Kind of padded, kind of help. Bike lock, we did not carry a really nice bike lock because we figure that any bike lock is just to keep an honest person honest. And any bike lock they're gonna be able to cut. So we just took a very simple bike lock and we wrapped it around the seat post. Very easy. Now, the accessory pack, it just goes on top of the frame. You can either hook it onto the seat post or you can hook it onto the handlebar post. And this is where I kept all of my most important stuff that I definitely wanted to have immediately, such as credit card and money.
We needed money.
I also kept in there my flashlight for tunnels and nighttime use, a pen, quarters. I did not know I was gonna need quarters, but these are for washing machines because you never know when you're gonna find one and you never know when you're not gonna have one. So if you have one, use it. And then also just contacts, little pieces of paper with people's phone number. Little pieces of paper with people's phone numbers on them who have said, give me a call if you get in trouble in this particular area. Very, very nice people. The other thing we had were blinky lights. Very important. Wow, they don't show up on the camera. Anyway, we had a red one for the back. We had a white one for the front. There were times when I felt particularly unsafe on the highway that I put both of these on the back and turned them both on so that they would go flash, 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 flash.
And they went, actually, they strobed. Like, they were off just a little bit. So when I was behind her, they'd go like this, and then it'd go back and forth, and then they'd go that way.
And I'm
and
pretty sure you could see
way.
me very, very well. And then we also had just a couple of these rectangular lights, much less expensive, on our helmets so that we were lit up like a Christmas tree on the highway, if it was raining or foggy or just barely light or just starting to get dark, we could light ourselves up, and we had neon clothes and lights galore to light ourselves up.
Okay.
So that's what I had in mind.
What I put in mine was all of my emergency stuff. So, chamois cream.
Emergency stuff.
Emergency.
Always carry
So,
chamois cream.
There's the chamois cream. I had a compass.
We really need
Listen,
We
I'm a
didn't
Boy
need a
Scout,
compass.
okay? I also had 4 pocket knives.
Actually, I didn't know you had that many pocket knives. I carried this knife in there as well.
So I
just in
had
case.
that one.
Oh, and
and
in our
that one,
utensils, we
that one.
carried tiny pair of scissors, and those came in handy all the time.
I also
Why
have,
did you carry so many knives?
because I'm a man. However many knives you have just depends on what level of a man you are. Okay, and then I also had UCO stormproof matches. They will literally go underwater. They're awesome. Stormproof matches.
We never used.
And
We
then
never had any wood.
I have matches, normal matches. And I
So if I
also
had known
had-
that he had all this, I would not have said bring all this.
And then I had a patch kit. And then I also had rope. And then I also had a flashlight.
Our last bag was the food bag. Oh, we have to show you how to put the seat pack on the seat. Okay, we'll do one more video.
This is your seat pad. Let me show you how to put it on. It looks pretty floppy right now, but this thing will get super tight when you put it on.
When it's full.
When it's kind of just goes on to your seat pole thing. Not sure what it's called.
Seat post.
It's post. So, and then this back here goes up.
It doesn't roll up that far when it's totally full. Now, it is supposed to have a strap that goes under here, under the seat, through these things, but mine broke, and you might not think that's a big deal, but it is a very big deal.
Huge deal.
It just sags, and it doesn't
And it rubs on your
stay
tire.
on the seat very well when this is gone, because this is supposed to have a strap, and then these straps hook to it, and it keeps it nice and tight.
up.
So I'm gonna have to have that fixed or something. I was very disappointed in that. We only used it for 2.5 months, and it was broken, and that was disappointing. But anyway, we'll look into fixing that. So there's your seat pack right there.
Boom.